I observe those who have walked the earth for many years, and a deep stillness comes over me. I see beings who have weathered lifetimes, who have gathered seasons of wisdom, yet so many move through their final years like shadows. They have breath, but the breath is shallow. They have bodies, but they have forgotten the temple. This is not the decree of time. This is a path chosen, one small step at a time, away from the inner source. Let us look at these paths. Let us bring light to them, for what is seen can be changed. The final path I will share, the ninth, is the one that unlocks all others. The first path is the poisoned spring. I have sat with many whose hearts are bitter springs, feeding only on the stale waters of yesterday. They endlessly recount betrayals from seasons long past, disappointments that have become their most cherished stones. This bitterness becomes the water they drink, the air they breathe, but they do not see that this poison does not harm the one who wronged them. It corrodes the vessel that holds it. Each day you return to drink from that poisoned spring. You choose to be chained to a ghost. You give your life force to shadows that cannot touch you. Those who walk this path speak with thorns on their tongue. They wonder why others turn away, why warmth does not enter their home, blind to the poisoned water they offer to all who draw near. This path empties the spirit long before the body fails. The journey of aging is not meant to be a slow poisoning. When you choose to let the spring run clear, you are not saying the poison was never there. You are saying you will no longer drink it. You are choosing your own life. This is freedom. The second path is the fortress of a single tree. I watch as people slowly build walls around their heart, brick by brick. They call it independence, but their spirit knows it is exile. They convince themselves that connection is a burden, that the silence of solitude is strength. But this fortress is not built in a day. It is built by saying no. No to a shared meal, no to a call, no to the risk of being seen. Each no is a stone in the wall, and soon the wall is so high that not only does it keep out the storms, but also the sun, the rain, the very nourishment of life. I have seen souls wither inside these fortresses, surrounded by memories but not by warmth, by photographs but not by presence. They are disappearing from the world before they have left it. This fortress is built from a pride that fears vulnerability. They fear being a burden, but the deeper fear is the need for another soul. But we are not single trees. We are a forest. Our roots are meant to intertwine, to share strength, to hold each other up in the wind. The elders who flourish know this. They do not build walls, they tend to the connections. They understand that to give and receive care is not weakness. It is the very soil in which the soul's oldest, wisest tree can grow. The third path is the stagnant pond. I see minds that were once clear flowing rivers, now still and covered in weeds. The learning stopped, the curiosity dried up, and the days are filled with empty noise to distract from the silence within. The mind is a current, not a container. If the current ceases to flow, the water grows murky. If you cease to invite new streams of thought, new challenges, new wonder, the mind simply circulates what is already there. Old fears, old limits, old stories. Rigidity sets in, the heart closest to what is new. I have seen brilliant lights dim because they believed their season for learning had passed. They mistook a chapter's end for the closing of the book, and so their minds became small rooms with no windows. The elders who radiate light are students of life until their last breath. They ask questions. They listen. They allow their certainties to be shaken. They understand that growth is not for the young, it is for the living. When you keep the stream of your mind flowing, you keep the world alive within you. You remain a spring of wisdom, not a monument to yesterday. The fourth path is forgetting the temple. I see so many who treat their body not as a sacred vessel, but as a worn out cart to be dragged through the mud. They accept weakness and pain as destiny, not as messengers. They stop moving, stop tending to the temple, and then feel betrayed when its walls begin to crumble. This body is not your enemy. It is the earth upon which you walk. It has carried you through sun and storm. It has healed. It has held you. It deserves reverence, not resignation. So much of what we call aging is simply the echo of neglect. The stillness that becomes stiffness. The lack of movement that becomes a lack of strength. I have seen bodies in their 8th decade move with a grace that shames those in their 5th. This is not about the past. It is about the present choice. They choose to move, to honor the body's needs. They treat this vessel as a temple for their spirit. Vitality in our later seasons is not about chasing youth. It is about honoring the life that flows through you. It is about maintaining the freedom to walk in the world, to serve, to feel the simple joy of breath in a body that is a friend, not a cage. The 5th path is the unsung song. I see souls who have spent lifetimes crafting a unique melody of skill, of wisdom, of heart, only to fall silent when their title is taken away. They believe retirement is a retirement from meaning. They have earned the right to be silent, to be still, to matter to no one. But a human spirit is not made for emptiness. We are instruments of meaning. We must feel our vibration contributes to the symphony of life. To abandon purpose is to let your instrument fall silent and gather dust in a corner. I have seen vibrant men and women wither when their reason for rising was gone. They thought they wanted rest from the song, but what they found was the void of silence. The elders who truly live understand that their song simply changes its key. Its rhythm may soften, its volume may change, but it is never meant to end. They find new ways to offer their music, through mentoring, through service, through art, through the simple act of radiating peace into their family. Purpose is not a job you hold. It is the song of your soul, and you must choose to sing it until the very end. The 6th path is a ship without an anchor. As the body weakens, as friends begin their great journey onward, as the horizon of this life draws near, one must ask a deeper question. If the winds rise and the waves of impermanence crash, what holds you? What is your anchor? I have seen many who sailed through life collecting treasures on the deck, only to find in the final storm that possessions and accomplishments are feathers in a gale. Who am I without my name? What was the meaning of this voyage? How do I face the great ocean without fear? Without an anchor of spirit, these questions become terror. Many who have ignored their inner life become consumed by it. They cling desperately to the fading shore. But those who have cultivated an inner stillness, whether through prayer or meditation, or a simple, profound connection to the breathing earth, they meet the final waves with peace. They know they are not the ship, but a part of the great ocean itself. Spiritual practice is not about belief. It is about forging the anchor that will hold you steady in the final, sacred storm. The 7th path is the broken vessel. A life's wisdom deserves a dignified container. Yet I see elders whose final years are a constant struggle for simple sustenance, turning golden years into a gray landscape of worry. They earned well, but never learned to steward their resources. Peace of mind in our later seasons is not about being rich. It is about having a sound vessel, one that does not leak, one that allows you to shelter from the rain, to share a meal with a friend, to receive care without losing your home. It is about not being a burden carried by your children's aching backs. The discipline to build this vessel is not a great mystery. It is born of small, quiet choices made over many years. Choosing to live with less so that later you have enough. Choosing the peace of tomorrow over the pleasure of today. Our world shouts for more for now. The path of wisdom whispers, prepare the vessel. Financial stress in old age poisons everything. Your health, your relationships, your spirit. The wise ones understood this. Money is not the water of life, but it is the vessel that holds it. Without the vessel, the water spills onto the dry ground, and so we come to the final paths. The 8th is fighting the sunset. Our culture treats the end of life as an enemy, a failure, a beast to be fought and denied. But to deny death is to invite terror. Of all the souls I have accompanied on their final journey, the ones who suffer most are not those in the greatest pain, but those with the greatest resistance. They spent their lives running from the thought of the sunset. So when the sky finally turns gold and purple, They can only see the coming of night. They rage against the darkness, never seeing the beauty of the closing of the day. But the ninth and most profound path, the one that makes the others possible, is this: refusing to become an elder. The great error is believing that aging is about loss. It is not. It is about arrival. It is the final sanding of the wood, revealing the deepest grain of your being. It is the journey's end that gives the entire path its meaning. When you fight this, when you try to cling to the green shoots of spring, while autumn asks for its magnificent gold, you miss the entire point. The most beautiful elders are not those who look young. They are those who have become fully themselves. They wear their years as a crown. Their wrinkles are not signs of decay. They are the map of a life fully lived. They have transformed struggle into strength, pain into compassion, and experience into a wisdom that glows. To age is your final, greatest masterpiece. It is the last and most sacred task to become magnificently old.